This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Sanosi Studios of Arizona, UFC Fight Week, Covington versus LeBron, Adesanya versus Costa, more drama. Dana White has just spoken at the RNC. Let's talk about it with the MMA-Holes. Seems like that's the cool thing to do these days. How are you, JBH?
I'm wonderful, Monzo.
Yes, wonderful. All right. Enough. Jesus Christ. I was trying to watch the Met game. They walk off the field. What's going on here? This is going to be possibly a more controversial than normal show tonight on the MMA Holes. So if you're a soft on and you got that whiny person, I don't know, to get the fuck out of here, because tonight we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world, and it does dabble into the mixed martial arts world. We will be getting to the fights that are coming up this weekend, and let's go for it here. All right. So, I see in the chat, I think Alex said, get politics out of sports. I'm with you.
I could not agree more.
I'm going to take a hard stance on this and maybe piss off a lot of people, but I'm going to give you my firm opinion because I feel like the pussification that's going on right now is so through the roof that it's out of control. And we're gonna laugh at it, and we're also going to be serious with this whole situation. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is, first off, the whole Colby Covington, he says something geared towards the NBA and MLB and tags LeBron James, and he's not fighting LeBron James. But he did say something here, and I chuckled because I was like, you know, good for you, Colby. And then I watched the Mets today, and they walked off the field. And how do I wrap this thing up? The reason why we're late with the show is I had a debate with my papa, and he's very far on one side, and I like to sit right in the middle. And he was, you know, going his way, I was going my way, and the conversation lasted a little bit longer. Now, Jesse, I feel that it would be best for you to speak whatever you would like to say. And if you don't want to say anything on this, I respect that. But I would like you to just give me your thoughts on, I mean, the NBA is sitting aside. MLB now is they're not playing. And this could roll over into the UFC. So I want to know your thoughts.
I said before the show, I don't want to take a position here. Listen. I am a firm believer in freedom of speech and, you know, the freedom to you know, speak your opinion however you may see fit. I don't know if I'm a big fan of it leading into sports, but I get it. Like, I understand that they're trying to use their position in the public eye to make a statement. but I'm also not for it. So listen, I'm not going to make a position here. I'm just going to stay in the middle. I can't. Listen, I don't want to get into it.
All right. I think we live in a beautiful country. I think the United States, now we have people from all over the world watching, and if you don't know what we're talking about, the NBA, I know was it the Timberwolves or who the hell was it? I forgot what team it was. Do you remember? I don't even know. I have no idea. It was one of the NBA teams that they decided to not do. It was like the best team in the league. And other sports are following in suit. There was another murder, apparently. I don't know much about these murders because I don't really watch the news. So I like to stay away from that. Let me just make this very clear. The news is the devil, okay? The news is the devil, and it's sparking all this bullshit up, right? We live in a country that I am proud to be an American. I really am proud to live in the U.S. of A. because we get the ability to protest. We get the ability to do shows like this and be able to preach and speak our mind. Even if we have a hard decision on something and people are upset about it, we have the opportunity to do that. And that's why I support protesting. I think protesting is our right. With that being said, keep it the fuck out of sports. All right? Now, Devin Clark did it great. Devin Clark, he took a knee before his fight, and he fought. That's how you do it. You want to make a statement, you want to get on the mic and say something, knock yourself out. But to actually just physically leave and walk to the dugout or not show up to an event that people are paying, and I understand you're making a statement here, but people are paying their hard-earned money to escape the racism, to escape all the bullshit that is going on in the world, the coronavirus and all this shit. You know, people are looking to you, the athletes, to get that release and that escape. I understand you have a platform to speak and preach your mind, but to stop doing your job because of something you believe in, maybe you should quit your job. Maybe you should do what Colby Covington said and become a cop or something like that and change cops. It's not the black people. It's not the white people. It's not the cops. It's all of us right now. As a society, we are big pussies and we are fucking falling into the goddamn trap of the media. Everyone is a victim right now. It is not just one group of people. Everyone is a victim of the media. Stop falling into the trap, people, please. I beg of you. Because what's going to happen is this is going to roll into the UFC now. What happens here? Does the UFC have fighters that just don't walk out of the locker room? Like, what happens? What do you think? Do you think fighters are going to be like, yeah, I'm not fighting?
I don't think Dana White would put up with that.
Yeah, Dana White would cut their ass.
Like, oh, you're not fighting? Okay, I got another dance partner for your opponent. You have to remember the UFC is not like other sports. Other sports, they have teams and it requires everybody to play, you know, to do the game. In this, it's all one person, it's all individual stuff. They're all individual contractors here. So if one person says, oh, I'm not going to do this, then Dana White will be like, I got someone who will, you know? It's not like the NFL or the MLB where they have to find a whole other fucking team or they have to completely readjust the roster or whatever. He can readjust like that. You know, the moment someone says that they're not going to do, unless the entire roster, the entire UFC roster says I'm not going to do it because I'm on strike, then that's a different story. But I honestly don't see fighters doing that because fighters are working hard to get paid money just to live.
Yes, the fighters, they go through these camps. They just would lose too much to do this. Now, if they took a stand and not fought, I mean, that's actually a real stand. Because these athletes that are getting paid gazillions of dollars as baseball players and basketball, they can afford this. They got millions and millions of followers on social media. They're fine. But when it comes to UFC fighter, that would mean a lot more. So maybe some of these fighters might take a stand. They might do that because it really does show that they really are for this cause. I don't think anyone should do it in sports, to be honest.
But this goes back to what I'm saying. Even if a couple in the UFC do it, Dana White can replace them instantly. He's
a Nazi.
But it would have to be in a majority of the roster to strike in order for any impact to be made.
It's
and
scary.
I honestly don't think fighters will do that. They don't get paid the same amount of money NBA players and MLB players get paid. So they have to fight. They have to provide for their families.
Yep. It's a whole different ballgame. I'm curious to see what happens this Saturday. You know, maybe people will take a stand. I have no idea. With that being said, I think it's completely ridiculous. I don't want to go too far down the political hole, but this is more than politics right now. And how politics takes place in this whole situation is these parties are feeding off of Black Lives Matter. They're using you motherfuckers as a pawn in their game. Do you not realize this? This is what's happening. The coronavirus is part of this election. Everything that's happening right now, politicians are eating it up and using it as their power. They are using people. And everyone is going so far to one side, politicians are feeding off of you. Do not be a sheep, people, please. I know it's a lighthearted show, but I have to fucking say this. The Democrats are fucking using you. All the Black Lives Matter and all that shit that's going on, I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand the protests. But when you go overboard and go too far with it, these people are feeding off of it. Politicians, you're putting money in their pockets. State your case. Protest, do what you have to do, but don't go to the extreme. Don't burn down business and leave it out of fucking sports. Leave it out of sports. It doesn't belong there. You can say something, you could kneel, you could do whatever. Do not stop an event from happening because of this. Racism is through the roof right now, and if you told me 20 years ago that we would be living in a society that has a pandemic, has a fucking president that was the apprentice, and let me say this about the president. I think that he's doing a very good job when it comes to financial situations, but I think he's a piece of the puzzle too. The wrong person at the most pussified part of my life. The whole fucking world is a pussy pie party. Everyone's pussified. And then we got this fucking president that preys off of pussies. What is going on? Leave it out of sports. That's all I'm going to say on that. Jesse, would you like to say anything else, and then we'll move on?
The part where you said racism is at an all-time high. Racism always existed. It just became more, like people were more comfortable being racist or letting their racism shine when there's a leader who is invoking that type of behavior. So it's always been there. I mean, the
more powerful Black Lives Matter gets, and I believe in the cause. I believe that there is racism. I believe that there are people that are getting murdered for the wrong reasons out there. I'm with you. The problem is not just black people. This is not just happening to you guys. I hate to break it to you. It's just fucking popular right now. It works for the media. It gets a reaction, and we're going to go for that. There are other people dying. There are kids dying. There are all races dying. It's kind of fucking crazy. Black Lives Matter is splitting us all up. It's it's dividing everybody. It's about, we have to get back to the roots here. Okay? Everyone is equal. We can't push one side of these things. We are horrible people. We are self-destructing as a human race right now. Self-destructing. That's what's happening right now. I'm trying to make my own word here. Defucting. We are defucting. It's just crazy. Please, for the love of God, let's get back to normal here. Let's get rid of this pandemic. Let's stop the racism. Let's stop the protests. Let's get the sports back into the situation. Let's get the right people in place to make this country and make this world a better fucking place. All right. I think I said it all, Jess.
All right.
Anyway, let's go to this Colby Covington thing. And what did he tweet over here?
All right. Give me a minute, Moss. I was all caught off guard with this little rant.
It's crazy. I pulled it up for you, Jess. I'm ahead of the game.
He said, "Oh, wow, you postpone your games? Want to prove you're really about change? Quit your multi-million-dollar jobs and soft privileged lives playing a kid's game. Take a massive pay cut and perform the toughest job in America. Become cops."
Listen, now, this is going to piss off a lot of people, and I get it. I have friends that are cops that are retiring early because they do not want to be part of this. They don't feel safe anymore. They're trying to protect people. There are bad cops out there, don't get me wrong, and they're fucking assholes. They should die, these bad cops. But I have friends that are fucking cops that are retiring because what happens if everyone says, yeah, fuck this, I don't want to be a cop anymore? Who the fuck's going to protect everybody? What is going on? What is going on? And I'm with you, Jeremiah. I've been victim of cops doing stupid fucking shit to me, I lost my fucking license for the wrong fucking reasons. I've had people give me tickets for the wrong reasons. Yes, I didn't get killed and yada, yada, yada.
Say, that's what they're going to argue.
But yeah, I didn't get my head stepped on or whatever. But listen, there are asshole cops, and I'm totally with you, but there are asshole everybody's in every race. We can't point a finger at one group. We have to stop doing that. You're just fucking putting fuel on the fire. Enough of this shit. It's just, it has to stop, man. You're allowed to preach and say your mind, but do not let it interfere with the world. And with the world, I mean with the sporting events, because this is what's giving us our only escape. I'm not going to go anymore with this because let's give the people escape with the MMA holes. And let's just, you know what? Fuck this. Let's just get, bless you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Let's just get out of this. I'm not even going to divulge anymore into the Colby Covington situation. I said my piece. Now, if you want to say what you want in the chat, feel free. Freedom of speech. Everyone has their opinions, and I respect all of your opinions. I may not agree. I may not disagree, whatever. I don't know. But it is what it is. Let's see. All right. Let's see what they have to say, and then we'll move on.
Mark my words, this is gonna 100% worse, says Sean Hart. The Gozerian says, I've met cool cops and douchebags. Flat Earth Deacon says, bless you, JBH. Thank you, Flat Earth. I may lose all of you as friends after I say what I'm about to say, says Marker. Liquid Pen says, I'm going to ignore that I heard this from your mouth. You guys are still cool with me, but you, as obvious, already use the freedom of speech card all you want.
Listen, you're allowed to disagree with what I said. But I have to say this, and I hate politics, by the way. I just listened to Dana White's thing, and he might be in a little hot water because he's going harder on one side. I hate people that are on one side of a political party. Firm sides. Now, right now, to me, the Democrats are the bad guys. I'm just going to put it out there. Okay? The Democrats are the fucking, they're destroying my fucking senses right now. Every time I see something that's Democratic, I want to fucking jump off a building. With that being said, I am not full force on the Republican side. I am not all, guns blazing with Trump either. You got to be in the middle here. You have to understand both sides to understand what is happening in this world. Okay? We all have opinions. We may disagree, and that's fine. We have a right to disagree here. But we have to all agree on this. Enough's enough. People shouldn't die. Buildings shouldn't be burnt down. Policing shouldn't be burnt down. Sporting events should go on. This is crazy. All right. You know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I keep on saying I'm done, but I keep on getting thrown back in here, Jesse. I need to get out of this. All right. Well, here's...
Well, I think there was a little left in you.
I got
earlier.
more. I'll keep fucking going. I don't give a shit, man. I've had enough. This show is always lighthearted.
I've learned to steer clear of Moss when it comes to the politics, because I love politics and I'll argue with anybody on it. But I notice whenever you get in a heated debate, it doesn't matter who it's with. If you get in a heated debate with someone about politics, I'm like the moving target when the debate's over because he's not done. So I have to hide in this tunnel and wait for him to cool off.
I'm so done. I was talking to my dad. I love my dad to death. He's so far on his side that it's just I agree. I was literally telling him I agree with him. I agree with his points. I'm just trying to be the middleman here and say, what is going on? I mean, I never thought I would live in a world where there's a pandemic, the racism. Why is racism here? It's 2020. What the fuck is why are people killing each other? What are we doing? You know why? We are human beings. We are a virus on this earth, and we are here to just self-destruct. That's our job, but we're too stupid to fucking realize this. I mean, there are going to be bad people all over the place. Stop pointing fingers. Enough. I was sick yesterday, so thank you for showing up today. I appreciate it. This is what you got to wait for.
So let's talk about the fever Moss had.
Yeah, I had a fucking 100.4 fever. It wasn't crazy, but I was fucking a mess last night. I'm fine now, but thank you for asking. Everyone's like, I wish you died last night. All right. Do we even... I mean, I listened to this. What did you think of... did you hear any of it?
I only heard whatever 5 minutes you were listening to it in here. Listen, I don't have a fucking opinion. If Dana White wants to speak for Trump, then he speaks for Trump. Who the fuck am I to say that he can or can't do it?
Listen, Trump's a dick. I get it. Although I think I'd rather have him than Biden right now, but who gives a fuck what I'd rather? I'm just a dumb host. Now, Dana White, what do you think? He went hard on the Trump side, and he's his buddy.
Trump's his friend. So
I'm sure the Dana White... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm all round up.
No, it's just... Wouldn't you speak for your friend if your friend asked you for an endorsement, or if your friend asked you to speak for him on behalf of you? Wouldn't you expect your friend to... Or wouldn't you do it for your friend?
I think Dana did a good job. From what I heard of it, I mean, listen... He spoke up for his friend, and I honestly think the reason why the UFC was the first company to really go back into the COVID thing might have been helped by a Trump situation. Maybe people looking the other way, showing that you can have an event successfully go. And listen, it is what it is. If you're a Biden person, it's fine. I'm not going to be like, you're an asshole. I don't care. I honestly don't care. May the best man win. But this situation where we're all fighting with each other, Democrats, Republicans, stop.
Well, you did say though. I'm not going to get.
I'm leaning. I'm leaning.
I don't want to get in an argument with you. I'm just saying you did say you think Democrats are the bad guy. That's you pointing a finger. But
that is my opinion. But am I force feeding it to people? No, I am not. Listen, my father, he is hard on his side. You heard the conversation.
Yeah.
I was not force feeding anything. I said, yes, everyone picks a side. Everyone always has a side. I am in the middle, but I'm swaying towards the side. Yes, I am. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm not going to shove my side down your throat. I'm not going to say, listen, vote for Biden, you motherfucker. Listen, vote for Trump, you motherfucker. I'm not going to fucking do that. Most of you people have fucking brains in your head. You could make a decision, and if you can't, don't vote. Just stay home. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy. The reason why we're divided as a country is because of politics. It's not because of racism. It's politics. Realize this. Realize it. Politics is starting racism. Maybe politics started the fucking coronavirus. Who knows? MMA. Please, give me MMA. I need it right now.
Okay. According to Fox News.
Oh, fucking A. Do we really want to go here? I say skip it. I say you could watch it. He just spoke not too long ago before the show, so you can check it out yourself.
Okay. According to MMA Fighting, Paulo Costa laughs off the suggestion of a gang versus gang with Israel Adesanya at UFC 253 Fight Week confrontation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I apologize. We got donations here. Let's let him play.
Shopping during a pandemic.
This will probably spark it up again.
Manic has gotten in a little trouble and will be gone for a couple of years. I want to thank all the holes for the last year and a half. See you all soon. Manic is out.
What?
Did you get arrested?
What the fuck? Where are you going, Manny?
Sounds like he's going to jail.
It sounds like a better place than here. I hope you're all right, man. Jesus, Manny's gone.
Whew.
All right, so let's let those donations come in over here. I apologize for not getting. I had to get that off my chest, and I understand it's not a political show. We never really go there, but enough's enough. I've had
shopping during a pandemic.
Sinosi.
The guy is paralyzed, not murdered. If one did this in China, North Korea or Russia, these dumbasses would be fired or worse. Sports is entertainment, not political bullshit.
So
if Izzy tries that BLMBS, he'll get kicked out.
Oh my
Glad
God.
you're doing well, Moss.
Thank you, Sinosi. Appreciate that. Could you imagine this, Jesse? This is a real conversation here. Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Big fucking pay-per-view. Everyone's on board. Adesanya's already been protesting. Now, he does have to make a living. He's been living on the gym mat floors right now. He's really focused on this fight. But what if he decides to make a stand and not come out there during that fight, the main event of a pay-per-view?
He might.
Holy shit, could you imagine?
But I really don't believe that he's going to feel like as much as his, and this is where I think sometimes people get a little confused. If you're a protester, a peaceful protester, if you're going out there and you're just stating your opinion, but you're still going to work every day, you're still making your living and providing for your family and things like that, you just want your voice to be heard, that's one thing. But if you're going out and looting and rioting, or if you're going to strike your job or whatever, that's a whole other thing. And I feel Adesanya might be, and not to lick his ass or anything, but I just feel that he's the kind of guy who wants his voice heard. But I don't know if he's going to prevent himself from making a living to do it.
Man, thank you, Sinosi, for that donation. It really opens up a conversation that we really need to talk about. Because you got to think about this. Dana White is on the bad guy's side, Donald Trump's side. You know, a lot of people that are protesting want Trump dead. Like, they legit loathe Donald Trump. All right. Do you think Dana White hits up Izzy and's like, listen, buddy? Do you think he tries to nip it in the butt beforehand and say, listen, a lot of people are protesting. What are you going to do here? Are you going to play games with us? Or do you think he's going to talk to him, or he's going to just give him the benefit of the doubt?
I'm sure there will be a conversation between them that says, you know, Dana White's basically saying, I understand what's going on here. You know, you make your choices, but just understand what the consequences will be. And then he kind of leaves it in the ball in Adesanya's court. I believe something like that would happen. But I don't think Adesanya's stupid either. Yeah, he might be a little ignorant in some things, and he might be a little goofy with the shit talk, and you know, even with his political opinions, you might not agree with all of them, but I don't think he's retarded, and he's not going to not try to make money.
Yeah.
So, listen, I don't think he's going to let his political opinions jeopardize his job, especially as champion.
the fact that he is literally sleeping on his gym floor, and I'm watching this in his interviews, he's ready, man. He is living on the floor. He's stripping down everything. He is very focused. I'm very much looking forward to this fight. But man, oh man, that would be some statement if he does not walk out of the locker room.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Moss and JBH, telling it like it is. Let's all keep the American way, for we are real MMA-Holes. Dana White doesn't back down. Why should you?
It's true, man. Listen, everyone is entitled to their opinion, and if you disagree with us, that's fine. You're entitled. That's what we're about here. There's a reason why the community is front and center on every freaking screen. You know, everyone has a voice, and that's the beauty of the internet. And if we use it in a way where we can speak our mind, get it off our chest, and not interrupt anyone's lives, I think that's how you do it. That's how you vent.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Kainoto.
I find it funny that LeBron does nothing but spew virtue. Meanwhile, there isn't another athlete around who savors China's cock in his mouth more than he does. If he's so virtuous, he should pity the millions of China kids who die so he can sell $400 shoes.
Man, LeBron James is going to be, now for those of you who don't know, he's a balding superstar NBA player, one of the best that's ever done it. But LeBron James puts out this tweet, and I made sure to retweet it. I feel this is interesting. Like, now, your social media platform should be whatever you want to do. But, I mean, he's really going for it, LeBron. How do I get to my fucking thing? Why do I not?
Like the little person.
The little guy?
Yeah.
He tweeted this out, and he's pretty mad. This is what he tweets here. He says, "Fuck this man," with a lot of exclamation points. "We demand a change. Sick of it." All right. Firm stance on what he believes in. This man's going to be in Space Jam. Family movie. Fuck this, man. I mean, does that not hurt the marketing of Space Jam? Is that might be a little, you think his agent's like, all right, LeBron, listen, you got to speak your mind, but you are starring in Space Jam, for God's sakes. Maybe you want to tone it down with the F-bombs. I don't know. Bad move or a good move? What do you think?
Listen, like I said, I believe in people's right to speak, you know? I just don't know if doing it in sports and bringing it into your job. I saw someone in the chat, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who said it, but someone literally just recently said, if you were to bring your political opinion into your workplace, if you were working a 9 to 5 or whatever, and you brought your political opinion into your workplace and started protesting at your job, would they let you keep your job? And the answer would be no, you'd get fired. And that's just something that these guys don't have to worry about. Basketball players, MLB players, they don't have to worry about that, because even if they did get fired from their job, which they won't because they're heavy names and the sport needs them, even if they did get fired from their job, they get paid shit tons of money and they'll be fine.
You know what? If you really want, do what Shaquille O'Neal did. Become a cop. Or what about Stipe Miocic? He's a champ and he's also a fireman. I mean, lead by example. Example's not walking off a baseball field or even taking a knee. Leading by example is getting into the community and spreading awareness.
Yeah, I don't like the fact
not burning down places.
It goes back to what you said about sports are where people go to escape. And when we have to fucking talk about this shit and it's in the news and you can't really escape from the real world, the one thing that you used to use to escape, you can't even escape now. It's fucked up.
Look at John Jones. John Jones going out there helping the community when everything he's
pulling.
But
he's not airing it to everybody.
But no, I'm saying no. He's going out there. He's pulling paint cans out of people's hands and saying this is not right. That's how you do it. Who would have thought that we live in a world where John Jones was doing it right and is doing it right, cleaning up communities and helping people? That's how you fucking do it. John Jones throws cocaine up his nose, runs over pregnant women. Next thing you know, he's out there helping people and setting an example as a strong black guy. That's how you fucking do it. You know, I
heard Shaq was slinging pizzas.
Yeah, sling some goddamn pizzas. I don't know. Am I crazy?
Shopping during a pandemic.
You look oddly healthy and well for someone that had a fever yesterday. You round me of the Mike Tyson meme, when he said his back was broken spinal. Working 5 hours a week is too much for you?
Aw, Eddie.
Listen.
Are you upset you didn't get to see his pretty face yesterday?
Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's all I got to say about LeBron James, man. I mean, there's so many ways where you can do things. I don't understand why athletes don't just lead by example. You know, there's so you have such such power.
During a pandemic.
Crazy, man.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Oh my bad. I thought you were dead, Moss. I was just practicing my vocals for your funeral.
Oh, man.
JBH, did you suck his dick? They say in ancient times you have to suck the fever out of a man.
I know. Everybody made that joke yesterday.
Yeah. And I see Timo Cruz says, I came here for MMA, not Black Lives. Here's the deal, and that's very insensitive. This does affect MMA. Hate to break it to you.
It affects all sports.
This is when you're paying for that pay-per-view, and Adesanya doesn't step out on a pay-per-view night.
During a pandemic.
That affects you.
The media is an extension of corporate America. They make us fight each other like retards so that we don't notice what the real enemy is doing. Big conglomerates are raking in billions during the pandemic while the rest of us fight over Trump and Biden.
It is the truth. The media is a fucking joke. Did you ever see the movie Nightcrawler? Oh, that should be the movie after the show tonight with Jake Gyllenhaal. He chased around terrible things and sold it to the media. Listen, it's a real thing. The media is looking for ratings. That's all they're looking for. And now Black Death is hot. If you want to get some eyes, if you want to get some traction, if you want your website story to be shared, make sure you find a poor black kid or whatever and throw it out there. You're going to get the attention. You're going to get the shares, the clicks. And it's a fucking shame, man. It's a damn shame that we are falling trap to this, man. Everyone is being fucked with because of the media. They're literally splitting the human race apart. 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, there wasn't any of this race stuff, man. Like, we were all cool, man. Yes, racism will always exist, but why put a microscope on one thing when clearly it's all over the place? It's just different scenarios. I feel for the people that died. I really do.
That's what bothers me is, like, and I don't think people understand this that much, is there are families mourning the loss of these people who have passed. Brothers and sisters, mothers, children who are mourning the loss of their parents because of these things. And the media is like capitalizing on their death to push an agenda. And all I can think about is if I was one of the family members, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
And like Sean Hart said, every 4 years on the dot. Shocker, right? There's an election right now. We're going to be having debates. And tonight the RNC happened. Coincidence? I mean, come on. This is not a conspiracy. This is facts. This is realism here. This is what's happening. And how are people not seeing this? You're just a piece of the puzzle. They're using you. The politicians are using Black Lives Matter, and you don't fucking see it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's driving me nuts.
During a pandemic.
You got pussies, dick and assholes. Pussies think everyone can get along. Dicks just wanna fuck everything. Assholes just want to shit on everything. Dicks fuck both pussies and assholes. If that didn't happen, you would get yo pussy and dick all covered in shit.
That was the best donation of the night, Drunk Savage. Thank you very much. You are indeed wonderful, wonderful, my friend. All right, and I promise we're going to get out of this rabbit hole. I knew it was something that needed to be spoken about, and we don't really usually do that. But something's got to be said. It's just...
Shopping during a pandemic.
The girl lied and told me she was over the age of 17. No, as a result of our association, I have to go around my neighborhood and knock on alert all of my neighbors' doors to alert them of my pedophile presence.
Oh.
I think I'll give up children and fuck cattle.
You know, it might be a good option. Thank you. All right. Look at the donations tonight. What a night of donations. Really appreciate. Sorry, this is the Wednesday show put off. It is my fault, indeed. Jesse was ready to go, and I kind of fell apart. Jesse will give her picks, fight briefing style, so you get like a double show.
No, not fight briefing. I'm literally just going to run through and say I've got this person. I'm not going to do like a breakdown or anything.
Yeah.
We've got a whole show to do.
But thank you guys for coming back on Thursday night. We really appreciate your company, and hopefully this all stops, man. The racism, the hateful words, the deaths, for God's sakes, and the politics need to stop. All right, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman. Oh, this is more of that shit.
Yeah, this is Usman responding to what Covington said.
What did he say? I think that's how I found this. I think it was through Kamaru's post.
No, you found it through Covington's post.
Yeah, but I saw the response.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I found Colby's thing.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kamaru.
So I saw Justin in the chat and one other person saying, how is this relative? This is how it's relative. This all came about because of things that Colby Covington was saying and the fact that we were questioning whether or not this would move into the UFC, the fact that the NBA striked and everything else. So this is all relative. It's not like he's just going on some freaking tangent for no reason.
Listen, fighters have done the kneeling already before the fights, and I'm cool with the kneeling, man. I don't like the kneeling over the flag because the flag is giving you the right to kneel, so that's kind of fucking asinine to me. But if you want to do it, if you feel like you want to, use your rights, then you're allowed to use it. I may not agree, but that's fine. Like Devin Clark did it perfect. He kneeled right before his fight, just showing the respect. I get that, man. I don't understand the other stuff, but I mean, what the fuck? Where are we going with this?
According to MMA Fighting, it all started when members of the Milwaukee Bucks decided not to play their playoff game on Wednesday night, starting a domino effect that ultimately led to every NBA game being postponed. Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James offered a fiery message on social media after Blake was shot 7 times in the back and left paralyzed from the waist down.
It's terrible. It's a terrible story.
The outcry for justice led to the NBA and Major League Baseball postponing games, with the basketball league facing a potential strike that could cancel the entire season. Responding to the news, Covington took to Twitter to offer his thoughts on the subject and took aim at the NBA and MLB players who decided to sit out and protest.
Can I just say something? I apologize, and usually I don't. I have to address this. It says, Richard Solomon says, not me, I won't worship any flag. Okay. It's about a sign of respect, okay? It's not about worshiping. It's about respecting the place where you live. Everyone should respect their country because you have the ability to do things because of your rights.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Some countries will fucking chop your head off before you kneel.
None of this shit started happening until Trump became president.
Okay.
If Trump was never elected, these things might never have happened.
You know, it's so how funny is this, Jess? I have to talk about that too. It's fucking crazy.
I just want to get through the news.
I have to talk about this. I have to touch on that. But let me just say this. If you kneel in certain countries against your flag, they will lop your fucking head off. But the country that you're kneeling, to protest, they're giving you the ability to do that. They're not taking that right away from you. You're allowed to do that. So whether we agree or not, it's fine, but you're allowed to. Why would you kneel against your country? It's just stupid. Anyway, all right. How do I say this? How do I go here with Chrome's donation? All right, so that was the argument I had with my father, okay? I believe, this is how I believe. I believe that Donald Trump, when it comes to the economy, is killing it. I think you see it. You see the numbers. The numbers don't lie. There is a where the upside is, there's a big downside. You put Donald Trump, a president, in place at a time where we're most sensitive, right? That is just not a good recipe right now. And I do believe that Trump is part of the problem. Yes. Not in the way that Trump haters think it. I believe that his personality, his brashness, his beliefs on certain sides and standing firm are hurting the feelings of very sensitive people in sensitive times. And what's happening is the Democrats are taking this, right, and utilizing it and throwing it against our president. And it's the perfect storm. They're using the racism. They're using the social media that's going on right now. All the sensitive stuff that's happening right now. This president is the worst at this time. 100%. So I don't disagree with Crump. It just sucks because what's the answer? There is no answer. Sleepy Joe? What's the fucking answer? I don't know. I don't even. That's why I'm not going to keep going. All right, let's get out of this. How do we get out? Give me GSP. Give me something.
All right. Okay, you don't want to hear Kamaru Usman's.
No, I don't. I have to abandon ship here.
Okay, GSP, according to Bloody Elbow, says the UFC has not offered him a Khabib fight yet, Moss.
Yes, and it's not going to happen.
Well,
Chael Sonnen made a good argument, showing him nice and trim. GSP is in very good shape here. Nope. GSP Habib's not happening.
UFC legend GSP has stated that he's probably done with the sport of MMA unless a real legacy fight comes along. In the current state of the sport, there's only one man.
A pandemic.
Donations flying in here. What do we got?
To anyone who believes the last dono with my name was me, it's all good. But, to the guy who did that, I'm sorry I chose your sister as the first moo cow cattle to poke.
Is that the real D-Russ? I don't even know anymore. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. His sister.
Unless a real legacy fight comes along, in the current state of the sport, there's only one man that keeps coming up as a fit in that category for him, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Recently, Khabib stated that the UFC will open negotiations for a GSP fight if he beats Justin Gaethje.
Hold that thought, Jesse. Chrome to your dome coming in.
Get out and vote Chrome 2020.
I see. Get
I'll
the
vote
Don
for
out.
Chrome.
Chrome he would lead this country into a beautiful, I don't know.
Recently, Khabib stated that the UFC will open negotiations for a GSP fight if he beats Justin Gaethje later this year. And AKA coach Javier Mendez said that a GSP versus Khabib bout would crown the greatest fighter of all time. So what does GSP think about all this? Well, MMA reporter Chisanga Malata talked to the former two-division champ, and GSP says he hasn't talked to the UFC in regards to the possible bout, and he's not sure he'd be open to the offer anyway. The 39-year-old GSP last competed in late 2017 when he defeated Michael Bisping for the UFC middleweight title. He was supposed to fight Robert Whittaker next, but a bout of ulcerative colitis forced him to drop the belt and go back to the sidelines.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Got kind of no toe coming in.
About Izzy, he's trying to squirm out of fighting Paulo. His protest is about as real as his heterosexuality, as real as Moss's fever. Winking face. Yes, Trump has taken racial relations back about 35 years. Take the good with the bad. Fuck Joe and the hoe and slash.
Whoa. And people are saying my fever was a conspiracy. I wish to God that
I
you
wish
were
it was a
correct.
conspiracy because I lost the whole fucking night of sleep Tuesday night.
Yeah, she was tortured by me.
It was like being up with a sick baby.
I was literally shivering to the floor. She had to put like 3 layers of clothing on me. It was fucking terrible, man. I get these weird, man, like 24-hour things. It happens. But I bounce back. I'm like Wolverine. All right. So yeah, that's not happening, man. I don't know how he keeps on weaseling his way back into the situation. But unless it's out of 155, if it's 170 or something like that, yeah. But not 155. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right. So I never touched, if you go back up on the Paulo Costa saying that he thinks that he's inside Adesanya's head.
Okay.
Remember when Adesanya was talking about how Paulo Costa better behave because he's got his gang with him?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Paulo Costa said. I mean, what Adesanya said. And so now Paulo Costa is kind of laughing it off and saying that he basically thinks that he's inside Adesanya's head and Adesanya is scared and that's why he's saying these things and all that stuff. So
this fight is great. And another reason why I don't want any of these politics to get involved and rip it from me. I'd probably cry. But seeing Adesanya on the mats, not staying at home, really taking this serious. Paulo Costa is always in great shape. Both undefeated fighters. Big test for Adesanya. It can't be a letdown. I feel it's an impossibility. Even after that letdown of a fight Izzy was in last time, I don't think Paulo Costa is going to let that happen. So this is a fantastic fight. I keep bouncing back and forth. At first I picked Izzy. Then I was watching their little media thing back and forth, and I was like, I'm going to go with Costa. Then I see Izzy recently on the gym mats taking it super seriously. Now I'm back on the Izzy train thinking Izzy's going to win. I'm flip-flopping the whole way to the fight. Have you flip-flopped at all? You stern?
No, of course I'm staying with Adesanya. There's no flip-flopping here. What kind of question is that, Moss? What the fuck do you think I am?
I think when you see a fight with 2 undefeated guys, very interesting skill sets as they, one could completely run through the other one and the other one has the slickness and can counter. I mean, Adesanya says he's knocking this guy out. How? How do you break that chiseled face? Maybe you can. I don't know.
I got PP. I'll be back.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who do you have in this fight? Are you flip-flopping? And what do you think about the Adesanya versus Costa fight? I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. Kick his ass, Seabass. Izzy wants his crew versus Costa's crew. Costa gonna murk Izzy. I'm wearing flip-flops. Let's go, Paulo, brother. But I have Izzy rooting for Costa, says. I like how Justin Jr. says brother a lot. Yeah, that's like his thing. He says brother a lot after every sentence. We're all his brother. We're all brothers with Justin. Cringe Bender is great, but I fucking hate him. You know what? It's a pretty good way of saying it's skull crackers. I'm kind of with you, man. I don't even hate the guy. I don't think he's a bad dude. I just think his persona. It's just weird. It's tough for me to latch onto. I don't think he's a bad guy though.
Shopping during
fucking
a
hate him.
pandemic.
Oh God, Mark.
I have no fucking idea what to say at this point. Punch, jab, kick, punch, punch, spinning back fist. I just want to see some damn carnage.
That's it, man. Thank you, Mark. And by the way, Roberto, I don't know why it didn't play, but how about this? It's about fucking time here, Jesse. I don't know why the alert didn't play, but I'm going to give him his respect that he deserves. Hold on. You ready for it, Jesse? Let me give it to the man. For God's sakes. He's not a member. He's now not a member. He's now a member.
Roberto!
Yeah, baby. What up, Roberto? Hell yeah. Thank you, man. Could you believe it? I never thought I'd see the day, Jesse.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Getting closer to the 100 members. New avatar, new emoji, I should say. All right. Look at that, man. How about Roberto jumping on board, getting his belt?
The other Roberto.
Yeah. That's right. There's multiple Robertos. All right, what's the next story that we have, JBH? Oh, there he is, a spider.
UFC legend Anderson Silva will retire following his Uriah Hall fight, Moss.
Yeah.
So you know how you keep asking, when's he going to retire? When's he gonna
the end of an era. I'm gonna be a little upset, man. We're finally gonna get closure to the spider's career.
According to BloodyElbow.com, longtime former UFC middleweight champ Anderson Silva is 45 years old nowadays, and he's still choosing to fight. The legend apparently has 2 fights left on his current contract and is set to headline a card against Uriah Hall on October 31st. But according
Shopping during a pandemic.
Oh, Kainoto.
If I'm Paulo, I go into the fight with my hair all done and eyebrows all sharp so I can throw off Israel. Jesse, Paulo is going to crush Gender Bender.
Whoa.
His range is going to spell death for that blink. Jump off the train now, JBH.
No.
Jump.
No,
What do you think, Jesse?
no, never,
You're not nervous at all?
no,
Man, if I was an Izzy fan, I'd be a little nervous.
no.
Listen, I was, even with Conor, I was nervous with a lot of his fights. A lot of them. Even up to the 150, I was always nervous with Conor. How are you not nervous? This guy's fighting like a beast. Look me in the eyes and tell me that you're not nervous about Israel Adesanya's next fight.
I'm not nervous about Israel Adesanya's next fight.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. All righty. Give me another one. Oh, hold on a second. We got something over here. Let's play
Shopping during a pandemic.
this. Vladimir.
Adesanya going to have that meeting with Dana and tell him he plans to do virtue signal for Black Lives Matter. When Dana tells him not to, he's going to pull out, yell racism and go to the media to get the
God.
American black fan base. Mark my words, nigga.
Had to drop the N-word, did you? Jesus, Vlad. Yeah, that's something. I mean, listen, there are a lot of things that Izzy has the power right now to really make a statement. I mean,
I have a feeling he's going to say something,
he could say something, and I'm fine with
but I don't think he's going to jeopardize his career because of it.
it. We'll see, Jesse. He's a polarizing character. We'll see. I am a little upset about the end of an era, but at the same time, his best days are way behind him. So the Spider fighting a Uriah Hall is a fitting fight with both fighters liking to strike. I'm going to look forward to this one.
Yes, sir.
Is that it on him?
Yeah, Dana White just confirmed, it's his last fight during the media press following Tuesday night's Contender Series. And even though he has two fights technically left on his contract, Dana White's confirming that this is going to be the last one.
All right. Well, are you upset? The last?
Yeah, I mean,
when is the fight?
I just X'd out, Moss.
Oh, come on, Jesse.
Sorry.
What kind of news reporter are you?
Sorry. October.
Oh, it's Halloween. That's what it is. Isn't that what you said it was going to be? Halloween? Is it on Halloween? October what? October 31st, yeah. Ooh, the spider. How fitting, a spider on Halloween fighting.
Yep.
Man, oh man. The end of an era. I'm going to be a little upset. I'm going to miss this guy. It just sucks. He hasn't fought in a while, so. But still, I mean, he's one of the guys that really got me into this.
It's always nice to see a legend of the sport kind of go off, after all that he's done and not go off with a poor taste in his mouth from the UFC. It's always nice to see an easy retirement for him.
This is what I don't want. I don't want Uriah Hall to fucking play it safe and give him the respect and that bullshit and them hugging and touching gloves and this and I want to see Uriah really go at him. I hope we get an angry Uriah Hall that, you know, fighters are falling out, this and that, no respect. Look to take this man's head off. Let's get a good fight for his last one. You know, give him a good send off. Even if you got to KO him stiff, do it for me, Uriah. Don't be a fucking punk. That would really piss me off. And you don't like when I'm angry. You won't like me when I'm angry, Jess.
Diego Sanchez says Jake Matthews could be his last fight, Moss. The end of an era
Another
for
one?
Diego Sanchez.
Well, I don't believe that, but okay.
According to MMA Fighting, with over 30 UFC fights under his belt already, the plan is for Diego Sanchez to add 4 more by the time his current contract is up. However, heading into his upcoming fight with Jake Matthews at UFC 253, Sanchez is open to the idea that any of his remaining opponents could be his last. Sanchez, who's 38 years old, spoke to fellow Ultimate Fighter alumnus Mike Swick on a recent episode of the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast and admitted that September 26th could mark his final appearance inside the cage. He said, quote, "This could be my last fight. This fight coming up, I will be fighting September 26th, Jake Matthews, location to be announced. So I don't know if it's going to be Fight Island. I don't know if it's going to be Vegas. They have me. I'm on deck. It's my time to get on them."
You're going to retire off of Jake Matthews? That's what you're going to There's
Yep.
no way. I don't believe it.
And he says he's going to wrestle and go to work. He doesn't know where it's going to be. He says, "I'm just grateful to have an opportunity through the crisis, coronavirus, and everything that's going on all around the world. I have an opportunity. I'm just grateful to have any opportunity right now because opportunity is not just jumping around like it used to. You get an opportunity to make some good money, help your family, establish your future. You've got to jump on it. They sent me this contract, 6 weeks to get your ass in shape, Diego, and get your ass to the UFC and fight. I'm like, all right, we're doing this." A pro since June 2002, Sanchez has heard retirement chatter around his name for years now, though he's managed to avoid a long losing streak and has actually won 3 of his last 4 fights, including a controversial disqualification victory in his most recent against Mitchell Pereira. That success may be one reason Sanchez has chosen to stay active as long as he has, though he no longer fears the day that he has to hang up the gloves.
What a weird career this guy's had, huh?
Yeah. Sanchez has no plans to get into one of his signature wild brawls when he faces off with Matthews, an opponent 12 years his junior. Whether the fight takes place at UFC Apex in Las Vegas or on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, Sanchez noted that there won't be any fans in attendance and he doesn't expect to feel an obligation to go for broke for the sake of entertainment. Heading into pro bout number 43, Sanchez was in a reflective mood, particularly in regards to how different his fight preparation was during his early days with the UFC and where it is now with Coach Joshua Fabia.
Wait, is that the same guy? Is that the dude that his lover? Is he coming back in? Is that the guy?
I don't know. Sanchez is acutely aware of the broader societal issues that are playing out in front of everyone on a daily basis, and with that in mind, he sees his fighting future as relatively inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
They got to give this guy a BMF fight. That's what they got to do. If anyone needs a BMF fight, it's Diego Sanchez.
Well, not anymore, because Sanchez, this is his last fight.
Have him come back and just put a novelty. You know, it would just be funny watching him fight for like a dopey belt that means nothing. You know, and just seeing him go in there and swinging and shoving his finger up someone's ass. That needs to happen. Like Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. I feel like if you put Diego Sanchez, you know, or Diego Nate, that should have happened. He fought his brother.
CBD. CBD. CBD.
CBD. CBD.
CBD.
Roberto.
CBD. 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 CBD.
Speaking of his brother.
CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation. And stuff
Sure
like
does.
That. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight. Make your life a better place.
Roberto.
Guys, off the political stuff, do you think Dana White's net worth of $500 million a good thing or he's stealing from his fighters? He talks about Oscar a lot. Oscar is fair with his fighters.
You know, I mean, he is worth a lot of money. I think it's kind of weird, man. I think that Dana White is just still there to have fun. And
What? No, he's a businessman.
yeah, he is a businessman, but I think that the other people, like the other people in play, you know, the people behind the scenes, the investors and stuff like that, like those are the people that should be digging deep. Dana, apparently, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Dana keeps on implying that he cuts a lot of checks. I think he really does give out of his own pocket outside of bonuses and stuff.
Probably.
I do think he's a very generous guy. This is just a guess Because if you think about it, no one really throws Dana under the bus for not being generous. I've never heard it. Now, fighters don't get paid enough, but is it Dana's fault or is it the company's fault as a whole? Or whole? MMA-Hole.
Wonderful.
So I don't really blame Dana for that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? Jesse's just going to beat up that bottle. What do you think in the chat?
Shopping during a pandemic.
Marker.
Costa is literally going to rip his ass cheeks from the bone and hand them to him after he knocks him the fuck out. That will be a stretcher-worthy defeat.
There you go. Wow. I hope it plays out like that. That'd be great. Right? What would you do, Jesse, if Costa gets it done like that? You weren't paying attention.
That's not gonna happen, Moss. There is no what would you do because Izzy's gonna win.
I'm with you, Mark. I see what you're doing there. All right, let's get back into the news, and thank you for all the donations. You guys are very wonderful. Incredibly generous. Stay tuned because at the end of the show, Jesse will be giving the picks for this weekend's fights.
No, I'll just do it right now.
What do you mean right now? No, you got to do a cliffhanger. Jesus.
Okay.
Not cliffhanger. I mean, you got to dangle something so they can stay around.
I'm literally gonna go through and say I've got this person.
Jesse,
that person.
I am trying to. Can someone help me out here? Sometimes I try to talk to my co-host over here to try to entice people to stay around a little longer. And this one's like, nah, you could leave now.
I didn't say that.
All righty.
You're so dramatic.
No, I'm just trying to have fun with you. I'm sorry.
You better apologize. Okay. The UFC signed a veteran featherweight and then cut him 24 hours later, Moss.
Yeah, what was this about? I saw this floating around the webs.
According to MMA Mania, well-traveled featherweight veteran Kevin Kroom, who's competed for Bellator and Shuto and everything in between, finally fulfilled his lifelong goal of getting signed to UFC, recently putting pen to paper for this weekend's ESPN Plus event in Las Vegas. That lasted all of 24 hours. Kroom wrote on Facebook, quote, "Due to things completely out of my control, I am not fighting. I got signed and cut in 24 hours. But that doesn't really change anything. I'm one step closer to my goal. I got signed. I've been waiting forever for that. I made it, and I will make it again. I'll be back." Kroom was expected to replace Giga Chikadze in a featherweight showdown against Alex Caceres on the UFC Vegas 8 preliminary card, but with the hard-hitting hillbilly sent packing, that open slot now goes to Contender Series standout Austin Springer.
Yeah, so go to the Contender Series. I don't know. I mean, a lot of guys are getting these contracts, or even if they don't even get to the Contender Series, they're getting a fast pass to the UFC. If you are halfway decent, it's pretty easy to get there.
But what happened for the UFC to sign him and then cut him?
I don't know. Maybe he smells. Maybe he's just a smelly guy.
What could have happened? Seriously.
I think I'm going to go with he just doesn't smell good. I don't know, Jess. I have no other answer. After smelling that fighter in Triton fights.
Due to things completely out of his control.
His odor.
Stop with the odor, seriously.
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, you're asking what I think. He's got to smell. What nationality is he? And I'll get to the bottom of this.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Some nationalities smell worse than others. Sorry if that's insensitive. I know I'm not supposed to say things like that, but some people's cultures stink. Think about Italians. I'm half Italian. You walk into a paisan's house and they got broccoli rabe fucking going on over there, you know, and garlic. You feel like they just killed somebody, right? Paisans fucking stink too. Don't listen. Fucking Irish people. I'm half Irish Italian.
So you're just
Irish
to make
people.
it sound better now.
Listen to this. Irish people got cabbage. Cabbage smells like fucking death.
What? Cabbage smells delicious.
Oh my god, it smells like. How does a fart smell delicious? Cabbage tastes fine, but smells like someone shit on my plate. Why does cabbage smell like shit?
I love the smell of corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah, but cabbage smells like complete shit. I don't know why. And then the farts afterwards, Jesse. Oh my god. Anyway. You know, in these sensitive times, you just got to beat up that ceiling.
Boss, I'm eating chicken and dumplings tomorrow.
It's so tight. MMA-Holes.
Pump them lights.
100 likes. Watching fights. It's so tight. MMA-Holes.
Pump them lights.
100 likes. Watching fights. It's so tight.
MMA-Holes.
Pump them likes. 100 likes.
God. Hold on a second.
The dislikes can choke on a carrot.
Oh, man, Jesse, I got to show this over here. This sounds terrible. Look at this, Jesse. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this, Jesse.
My neighbor boils cabbage and fish together. Smells like death.
Oh, my God. That combination, man.
I saw Boss Kogar say that his house smells like chicken and dumplings or something like that. And I'm making chicken and dumplings tomorrow for the first time. I'm so excited. Chicken and dumplings.
And did you scream that out during the pump, too? You're like, chicken and dumplings. It's like Frank and beans. That's like Jesse. Chicken and dumplings. Oh, J-Tards. I love them. I love them all.
Wonderful.
Chicken and dumplings. You should make a shirt of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Paige VanZant, what is she in the news about? Tell me this girl is not full of herself. She rewinds the video over here of her doing something and then just starts dying laughing.
It's pretty funny. Oh, God. Is that not funny, that was?
It is absolutely hilarious. She's replaying. She is just. Have you seen my baseball? All right, Jess. Thank you.
Okay. Anyways, Paige VanZant's coach, what's his face? What's his name, Moss?
Her husband.
No.
Oh, her husband doesn't coach her?
Her boxing coach expects a smooth transition to bare knuckle boxing, Moss. So I guess they're trying to confirm that Paige VanZant's doing all right, and everyone who's doubting her right now, you know.
I think she'll do fine. I really do. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's bare knuckle. I mean, I have no idea. I think she'll be fine.
According to MMA Fighting, American top team boxing coach Gabriel de Oliveira is one of the men responsible for getting former UFC star Paige VanZant ready for a new challenge in her professional career, a transition to the bare-knuckle boxing ring after a long run in MMA. Son of 1968 Olympic bronze medalist Servilio de Oliveira, who went 19-0 as a professional boxer between 1969 and 1977, Gabriel trains a long list of MMA fighters over at ATT in Florida. De Oliveira, who trained the Brazilian boxing team at the 2004 Olympics, is also getting former UFC welterweight contender Thiago Alves set for his own bare-knuckle boxing debut versus Phil Baroni on September 19th. He admits Alves' transition to the squared ring is less difficult than VanZant's due to his high background in Muay Thai. VanZant inked a deal with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships after completing her UFC contract in July, but only 2 of her MMA wins came by way of knockout. That said, De Oliveira guarantees 12 gauge will be I'm sorry. 12 gauge will be when she finally makes her Bare Knuckle boxing debut.
What's happening? Okay. Why are you snorting?
Go ahead. So that's it.
That's the story?
Yeah.
And anything else you want to share?
So.
Did I miss the...
So what do you think about
I don't know. I honestly don't care.
Transition to bare knuckle boxing?
I want to see her fight. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when she fights, I'll watch, but I'm not going to be like holding my breath. Like,
yeah.
Where did she go? I don't know. Yeah, there's really nothing. Does anyone here? Do you guys? I don't know. I just want her to fight and bare knuckle and watch a lot of blood and her face get rearranged. Oh look, Gary's got what Paige is going to look like.
You know, Mayhem Miller?
Oh, I know that guy. He was the bully beatdown guy. Yeah, I know him.
Well, he's being charged for residential burglary and car theft in California.
What is up with this dude, man? This guy we could never interview. You know, I would have a blast interviewing a Mayhem Miller, but he would probably leave within 2 seconds. Guy's fucking off his rocker. By the way, Bully Beatdown, very underrated show. I actually used to like it. Yeah, I used to like it. We should binge watch it, Jesse. Bully Beatdown.
Beatdown?
Yeah. Daniel Cormier was in it. Fun fact. He was actually in Bully Beatdown, yeah. But Mayhem Miller. This is one of the shows, too, I remember, that was kind of getting me into the sport. I was like, what is this MMA they speak of? But, yeah, I was a fan. So what did he do?
Former UFC fighter Mayhem Miller charged for residential burglary and car theft in California. According to BJPenn.com, controversial. I already read that. Miller, who's 39 years old, has had his fair share of run-ins with the law throughout the course of his life, and he even served jail time. But following an interview with ARIEL HELWANI a few months back, many fans were hoping that he'd been able to turn his life around. According to a report from Fox 11, it doesn't appear as if that's the case, with Miller being charged Tuesday with committing a residential burglary and car theft in Irvine while on probation in a domestic violence case. Miller had initially pleaded not guilty to one felony count each of first-degree burglary, grand theft auto, and unlawful taking of a vehicle.
I love that game.
He is now being held without bail pending a pre-trial hearing on September 2nd, which will take place in Newport Beach. It's believed that Miller knew his alleged victim, with the issue serving as his first indiscretion since being sentenced to a year in jail and 3 years probation back in July 2019. While Miller may have been a valued and popular member of the mixed martial arts community back in the day, that hasn't been the case for many, many years now.
What a sad story, man.
Yeah, his last fight in the Ultimate Fighting Championship was a unanimous decision defeat at the hands of CB Dalloway in May 2012, and then 4 years later he was submitted by Mattia Schiavelin at Venator FC3, missing weight by 24 pounds for his initially scheduled fight against Luke Barnett. MMA has had its fair share of stories like Mayhem's, but few are quite as detailed as his. The belief was that he was starting to get things back on track in a manner that we hadn't seen for quite some time, but in the blink of an eye, that illusion can and has been shattered. There's been no official word regarding any kind of sentence for Jason Miller. Stay tuned for more information.
I really liked the Ultimate Fighter with him and Michael Bisping, and I was rooting hard for Mayhem, like super hard for Mayhem Miller. I really wanted him to win that fight. Did not go his way, but that was a good season. Might have to run that one back. Do you ever see it? With Mayhem and Bisping?
Negative.
You gotta check that one out. I might have to go back into that one. I was rooting so hard. Let me know in the chat, who were you rooting for in that that finale? Were you rooting for Mayhem or Michael Bisping? I'm curious what the chat was in for. Bisping was the bad guy for sure.
Johnny Smith says 24 pounds and on crack. How? Walty Walnuts Moss. My favorite episode was Bully Beatdown was when the Tony the Gun Bonella gets dropped by the bully, then gets up and gets a head kick KO, and head kick KOs him. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, are these beatdown guys gonna lose? Like, is the bully gonna win? Like, you always wondered.
Scott.
Shopping during a pandemic.
I'm curious what you guys are rooting for.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing against Dana White making money, but a salary of $20 million, and his not so famous fighters making almost nothing gets me all the time.
Yeah, it is weird. It is really weird. I'm sure, he can give him a piece of the pie for sure. I don't know. If I had all the answers, I would know. I feel that there's something that tells me everyone raves about Dana White. Like, you don't really hear much bad.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm saying within his world. I mean, Brendan Schaub, maybe.
Tyron Woodley.
And then
Corey
what happens?
Anderson.
Then Dana White takes Tyron Woodley to the fucking Super Bowl. He takes him to the Super Bowl. He's like, come on, buddy. Let's go.
Corey Anderson.
Corey Anderson, what did he say bad about Dana?
He said that Dana was lying on his name after he left the UFC and that it was like a bad breakup. And
Corey Anderson is also the same guy that celebrated very selfishly with the Johnny Walker, he had like a little temper tantrum celebration, right? That was the same guy? Colby Covington is the only guy I could think of.
Oh, yeah.
And does he really hold
Covington.
water? Like what Colby says about Dana. 1 minute he hates him, next minute he loves him. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, what's the bad story? There are circulating stories that Dana might have been smashing some of the girls behind the scenes.
Yeah, but listen.
But no one's really come out. Maybe we'll get a bunch of rape stories.
Everybody already knows that.
You think Dana raped anyone then?
No, I don't think he raped anyone. I think it was all consensual. You have to remember, he's the boss. He's a powerful man. And women are attracted to power. It is what it is. They're gonna lay with him, especially if they think that he's gonna like treat them to something.
Yeah, I have a weird feeling he's a good boss. I don't know. I could be off on it, but I don't get the vibe where he's like a complete asshole. But who knows? I mean, we'll ask William Knight next week when he meets him again for the second time in the contender series. What do you think about Mr. White? All right, Jimmy Smith took our job, Jesse. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
You fucking cunt. You mean to tell me
How long did you think it was going to take for Sirius to
that
find another
Jimmy
MMA show?
Smith would be better as a daily show than the MMA-Holes? Listen, Jimmy Smith is a very smart guy, but there's a reason why he can't hold down the job, for God's sakes. Let's be serious here. He's no MMA-Holes. The MMA-Holes would have fucking rocked it. We would have done shows on Sirius and then done shows on YouTube. We would have been the greatest. We would have made Sirius even better than what Stern made Sirius. And you fucking put Jimmy Smith there, or you could take the fucking next generation of the Stern show. That makes total sense, you dumb fucks at Sirius. I'm sorry. I'm a little heated up about this, Jesse. Go ahead. Talk about it, please.
Former UFC Bellator commentator Jimmy Smith gets the weekday Sirius XM show.
That's bullshit. Right, Cyborg, right?
This is #1 bullshit.
Get out of here.
According to MMA Junkie, former UFC and Bellator commentator Jimmy Smith is getting a full-time role on Sirius XM airwaves. Smith, who was long known as the primary color commentator for Bellator before a year-long stint under the UFC banner, has seen his Unlocking the Cage program expanded to weekdays on Sirius XM Fight Nation Channel 156. Smith's show debuts August 31st and will air Monday through Friday during a 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time slot, the company announced on Thursday via Twitter. Smith's expanded role with SiriusXM comes on the heels of Luke Thomas's departure from the company to join CBS Sports in a full-time capacity. SiriusXM program director Marissa Rivas commented on Smith's new position, saying, "I'm so excited to announce that we are launching a daily MMA show with the great Jimmy Smith, Unlocking the Cage. My goal is to always provide a platform for talent that I feel needs to be heard from, and man, that's Jimmy. Cannot wait to start this journey on Monday."
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, Jimmy's a smart guy. He can break down the X's and O's. But what's the real show? The MMA-Holes, we would be there, we'd be taking phone calls, we would be giving the comedy and the news, we would be doing it all. Hot takes. And they picked Jimmy Smith. Big mistake. And we would still be able to do the YouTube show multiple times a week and our fight reactions. We would have done it all.
He won't last, Moss. Don't get all hyped up.
You know what? Sirius, fuck you. You could take that job and shove it up your ass. That's it. All right? Clip that, send that to Sirius.
Oh!
You should be begging us. Sirius should be begging us to be on their platform.
I agree, Moss.
Instead, they are missing the opportunities, and that's fine. I don't need them. And I just want to make fun of them. That's all. All right, here we go. What do we got? Mr. Pitbull.
Patricio Pitbull vows to beat Alexander Volkanovski, take Dana White's money, and wear Max Holloway's belt.
All right.
According to
Easy
MMA
there,
Mania,
buddy.
UFC President Dana White recently expressed his interest in signing Bellator MMA lightweight champ and free agent Michael Chandler, but it's another one of Scott Coker's fighters.
Pandemic.
When my wife first dated Jimmy Smith, she started calling him Blow Jogan. God, I love her.
Oh, it's Blow
Jogan?
Jogan. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Well, he seems like a nice job. I'm glad he got the job, but Jesus Christ. Come on. And honestly, the only reason why I want to go to Sirius, let me just explain this to you guys, just for the insurance. I would just take it for the health insurance and do the YouTube show just as many times. That's the only reason why I want it. It's not because I want the exposure of Sirius. Fuck that. We would make them think that company would fucking, it would swell with subscribers, Sirius, if we went over there. We would make that place the place to be. Stern's on his way out. We're on our way in. That's what would happen here. But Sirius dropped the ball. And if YouTube gave us health insurance, I wouldn't even be talking about fucking Sirius. Anyway, go ahead. Back to this guy. This guy's he's begging UFC to take him. Please.
UFC President Dana White recently expressed his interest in signing former Bellator lightweight champ and free agent Michael Chandler, but it's another one of Scott Coker's fighters who has been lighting up social media trying to get White's attention. That is none other than the promotion's current champ Patricio Ferreira. Pitbull not only scoffed at Chandler, a possible signing with the UFC, but took it a bit further while posting on Twitter, laying down a $1 million challenge to White, saying that he would easily defeat current UFC featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski. In doing so, not only would Pitbull prove that Bellator's MMA fighters are equal, if not superior, to UFC's, but also become a whole lot richer and become the owner of Max Holloway's belt, an obvious dig at the great's split decision win over Blessed last month. Pitbull, who also holds Bellator's lightweight strap, is currently on a 5-fight win streak and is one of the poster boys for the promotion, having competed for the Viacom-owned company for a decade now. Volkanovski, meanwhile, is on a 19-fight win streak and holds back-to-back championship wins over Holloway. While a fight between the two men would be a sight to see, White isn't exactly in favor of cross-promoting. In fact, he's only done it once before, allowing Chuck Liddell to head over to Pride FC in 2001 and 2003 in an attempt to win the middleweight Grand Prix, though he ultimately came up short in his quest. Still, when you see two fighters from rival promotions chirping at each other, it gets you hyped, but ultimately reminds us all of all the great fights we will likely never be able to see.
He's pretty good, Pitbull. I'll give him that. He's pretty decent, although he hit Chandler in the back of the head 400 times for the win. But begging the UFC to make these fights, it's just not a good look for their promoter, for their fighters. It's just like they're groveling. And it's got to be inflating Dana White's head so much that this organization's begging for cross-promotion fights. Why the hell would the UFC do this? Unless it's a charity event, you know? Yeah. That's the only way the UFC would do this. They don't need Bellator at all. And you got these guys. You know what? As soon like Sirius turns us down. Well, they didn't really turn us down. We had no part of it, but I'm just saying, I feel they did. We move on. Bellator's got to stop. They got to fucking move on. You got to do something with your promotion, make it more exciting. Yes, you have CBS Sports Network or whatever the hell, and that's good. You got, you're over there. But you lost the contract with DAZN. Your ratings are shit right now. Maybe get back to the drawing board. Instead of begging other promotions, come up with some ideas. At least before, Bellator had these crazy circus fights. Like, what happened to that? Like, Bellator used to put on these fights where you're like, I can't even believe I'm watching this. They went away from that, and they're doing these tournaments and these, whatever the hell you want to call, their weight classes are all weird. Is there a ranking? I don't even know if there's rankings for their weight classes. Give me some circus shit again. Right? Bellator, do something. Instead of just beg the UFC for fights. I feel like that's like a really desperate move. Am I off on this, Jesse, or what?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, cockfights. I want to see some cockfights in the circle cage. I mean, bare knuckles running right past them. Think about it. Bare knuckle is a baby sport right now. It's barely been around for a year. And you got bare knuckle just running past them, getting the zone contract. They're fucking signing Paige VanZant. They signed Paige VanZant over you guys. This is not good. You couldn't get Paige. You got her husband. You couldn't get her.
What kind of stupid shit is that? For her, but
they couldn't afford her.
Yeah, it was BKFC was just offering more money.
How is BKFC offering more money than Bellator? It's crazy, man. Get back to the.
Also, I think Paige wants to do BKFC because you have to understand, she's a good striker, fairly decent striker, but on the ground, she just gets mauled every single time. Like, everybody knows her arm is fucked up. She's had multiple surgeries on that thing. And every time an opponent gets her to the ground, she loses. Like, she just gets submitted like that. It's insane. Yeah. So I think she wanted to find herself, not only get paid more, but put herself in a promotion where she can kind of utilize the tools that are more accessible to her, And MMA is not where it's at for her anymore, man. It's just not.
I agree. I'm not killing Paige for going over there. She got more money, and she only has to train one thing. She's going to be the voice of bare knuckle, apparently. She's going to probably be doing play-by-play and all that stuff. Maybe those options weren't available with the Bellator, which I think they probably were. But she probably knows there's more of an upside to bare knuckle right now because it is in the boxing world. This is the second stream in a row where I almost threw up on myself, Jesse. It is in the boxing world, bare knuckle, so maybe she realizes that there's more of an upside. Let's be honest. If you have bare knuckle on and you have Bellator on, okay, I'm taking bare knuckle every time.
I agree.
And we're an MMA show, and I'm taking bare knuckle over Bellator right now. Bellator is just, it feels weird. They have a couple of bright spots. Some of these young guys that look good. That dude that just beat up Bader with the Russian guy. I don't even know his name. Kov. You got AJ McGee. You got what's his face? Pico looks a little bit better. He has a lot of promise. Gallagher. But I mean, are these guys like? They really get you going? Get you dick hard?
That's what I was saying before, and then you were like, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
I said I agree. What are you talking about? I said I agree.
I don't recall that, Moss.
Well, how hard do I have to say I agree? How loud do I have to say it?
I don't recall it.
Let me ask the chat, though. I know there are people in the chat that would probably choose Bellator over bare knuckle. So let's see what the chat says. I'm curious.
Do you think, real quick, you know how in like Barbie movies she walks like this?
You're shaking. Okay.
Never.
Well, I got to fix that
Okay.
camera thing. That's driving me nuts. What?
All right.
What?
Never mind. All right, I'll read the chat.
No, you have to finish it now. You can't just. This is the second time you did that. You got to say the joke.
I can't finish the joke.
Say the fucking joke.
Bare Knuckles is the future's is life and logic. Matt Stone, I'm trying, says Nicole Wilson. Bellator.
Oh my God.
Says
It's like joke blue balls. Jesus. Do you like?
Once the vibrate at the end of the show, I'm just gonna give you my picks.
Are you gonna do it like Barbie? Is that how you gonna do it? I pick for this fight. Is that what you're gonna be doing? Is that the joke? Like, what's the joke? Where's the punchline? Is the punchline just laugh?
It doesn't matter. It's not that funny.
All right.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it out of here. Get it out of her chat.
Midget wrestling over BK and Bellator, says Richard Solomon. Aiden Oliveira says, when is fight? Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Casey says, I'm lost, but I always have fun.
There you go. I guess that's our theme. All right. Thank you for the likes, by the way. We got 115 likes and almost 400 people hanging.
Hanging with the boys.
That's a respectable number. I appreciate that. I appreciate your company. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because at 39,400, we let the dragons loose. So subscribe. Now, what did everyone think about the trailer, the new MMA-Holes trailer? What did you think, Jesse?
Play it for those who haven't seen it yet, Moss. Play
I think
it.
everyone's seen it.
Play it. Let's see in the chat. Play it.
They've seen it, though.
It. Not everybody's seen it, Moss. Play it. 397 people. Play it. Let's go, Moss. Bring it up. What are you waiting for?
I'm assessing the chat.
Everyone's saying play it.
All right.
Play it.
Okay, I'll play it. You guys want it.
It's such a good trailer. Moss spent so much time on this thing.
A day. Maybe that's what got me sick.
The
I did
stress
that
of
while I
the
was
trailer.
freaking sick. Yeah, no, not the stress of the trailer. It just made me sick to my stomach. All right. If you notice on this trailer, that's right, our new channel trailer over here, the greatest live MMA reaction show, the MMA-Holes. You got Bruce Buffer, and that is not photoshopped. That's Bruce Buffer with the MMA-Holes shirt, our announcer of the show. And you see that little metal, that little badge metal thingy that's on there? That's actually real. We are the #1 show, Jess.
Yes.
I bet people didn't know that, but it's the truth. It's the God's honest truth.
You should do it on the Zoom.
Whoa. Easy, trailer. You got to start that thing from the beginning.
Yeah. Let's go.
You got to back that shit. You got to back that ass up, trailer. You want me to do what?
No, you're doing it.
I'm just going to put it here. This is good enough. They can see it. You ready, friends? Hit me with the Moss and JBH emojis if you're ready to party. You ready to hang? Here we go, Jesse. I'm so excited. 4 years ago today, I wanted to start an MMA YouTube channel that was way different than anything out there. I am an MMA hole.
We've completely changed the entire fight reaction game and made some amazing friends along the way. I am an MMA hole.
up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris from the MMA-Holes. Okay, now, there is a lot of Daniel Cormier fans here, including myself.
Oh, my God.
Whoa, easy. I wanted to start playing again. Wow. Powerful. Yes.
Wonderful.
So that was our new channel trailer. We had to spruce it up just a little bit. So thank you. All right. And thank you guys for being an MMA hole. Joining in on this crazy circus each and every day that we're live. You're all
Wonderful.
Wonderful. All right, JBH. What else we got in the news?
Daniel Pineda is upset, or says, sorry, not upset. Daniel Pineda, according to MMA Fighting, says the upset win at UFC 252 led to friends winning a lot more than $250K. Mas. Remember the Pineda fight? No? Okay. After over a 6-year absence, Daniel Pineda's return to the octagon was as good as it can be. The sentiment not only rings true for himself, but those who believed in him as well. Pineda finished Herbert Burns in the second round after landing a flurry of elbows in the crucifix position during the main card of UFC 252 earlier this month. The Pit snapped Burns' 5-fight winning streak and did so as an over 2-1 underdog. With 42 pro fights under his belt, Pineda has dealt with being an underdog many times before. Despite being a longtime veteran of the sport, Pineda would be lying if he said he wasn't paying attention to the chatter and betting lines surrounding the matchup. The 35-year-old made quite a bit of money at UFC 252 as he earned his win bonus, a performance of the night bonus, and 20% of his opponent's purse after Burns missed weight by 3.5 pounds.
He dominated him, man.
While it was a superb night at the office for Pineda, it was his friends and training partners who cashed in even more as they took the dog odds and made a lot of money. Pineda was asked about his biggest payout in his circle, and there were some big ones. $100,000, Pineda stated. Another guy won, I think, $84,000. Vegas hates us. I was like, I'll take 10% of whatever y'all make. They're going to take me out to eat, and I'm going to get fat. Those were the biggest ones. Other people were like $10,000, $16,000, $20,000, but it's crazy. The 4-ounce Fight Club standout and wrestling coach was given an over-under of $250,000 to encapsulate how much his strong support system made. While he didn't give a precise number, it eclipsed the target and then some.
I'm zoning out. Right now. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what you're saying. So what is the synopsis of the story?
So basically the Pineda win as an upset win made people a lot of money.
So people bet on him?
Yeah, a lot of people.
All right, I was literally just like in space there. I was in a happy place. Were you zoning out during the story too? Did you realize?
I was reading it. How can you zone out?
But halfway through the story reading it, were you like, it was a nice win. I don't know how the hell this guy weaseled his way back into the news. I want to look at this.
Where were you? What were you thinking about?
Nah, I was just like I was in a happy place.
Yeah.
What was that movie where every time he was in was it Happy Gilmore, where every time he had like he was in his happy place, the midget would ride by.
What was your happy place?
I was there where Happy Gilmore was. He had a cowboy hat on and he's riding the horse. Was that Happy Gilmore? I think that's where I was. It's a great place to be.
Wonderful.
All right, Smith versus Rakic, Jesse. This is the fight that you'll be talking about, your picks, your guaranteed lock picks at the end of the show. And just take a little peek at the card over here. Anthony Smith headlining Rakic or Rakic. Is it Rakic or Rakic? How do you say it?
I say Rakic, but I've heard people say Rakic, so I don't know.
Or Bakic. Can I call him Bakic?
Sure.
Lola versus Magny. That's a good scrap right there. Ji-yeon Kim. Isn't that the Korean girl?
Ji-yeon Kim?
Is this the girl that beat
She's gonna lose. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, don't say it, Jesse. Don't say it. Isn't she the girl that beat Justine Kish? Is that her? Or I don't know. If it is, it's a good scrap. She's a striker. I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say they look the same, but that's racist, Jesse. You can't say that.
Wonderful.
Lamas versus Aljeo. This is the guy that's stepping in, huh? Interesting scrap between these two. And here we go, the Hulk, baby. Kuti Lava versus Ankalaev. I can't wait to hear your picks, Jesse. I'm just on the edge of my seat.
Yes.
All right. Oh, that is the girl. Thank you, Rogelio. Appreciate that.
UFC champ Stipe Miocic says the Francis Ngannou rematch is not exciting to him, and a fresh challenger is preferable, Moss.
Oh, excuse me, Jesse. Let me just... You want to hit right over here? Just pat it right there?
No, why?
Hold on. Let me just put myself in a comfortable position here. What did I say, Jesse?
What did you say, Moss?
Well, it was about John Jones.
Okay, you think John Jones is going to fight Stipe?
Well, when he is ready, he will fight the champion.
That doesn't mean that Stipe's not going to fight Francis.
Do you think Stipe is going to rush back in there and fight Francis Ngannou?
I think Dana White's going to make him.
You still think that?
I do still think that.
Even though Dana White...
You didn't turn both echoes off.
Even though Dana White clearly said that when John Jones is ready, he's fighting for the belt.
He also clearly said Francis Ngannou's next, so.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Oh, I should be taking yours.
I flicked it at your head.
I should be taking yours. All right. Back to the story, Jesse, please.
Okay. According to MMA Junkie, UFC Heavyweight champ Stipe Miocic doesn't appear all that keen to run it back with Francis Ngannou. All signs point to Ngannou getting the next title shot at Miocic after the champ successfully defended the belt in his trilogy fight with Daniel Cormier at UFC 252 this month. UFC President Dana White has said multiple times that's definitely the fight he wants. The problem, however, is that Miocic has already thoroughly beaten Ngannou. He handed the Predator his first octagon defeat by unanimous decision at UFC 220 in January 2018, but since then, Ngannou has worked his way back up. With the exception of an infamously lackluster bout with Derek Lewis after the first Miocic fight, Ngannou has been in a tear. He's scored first-round knockouts over Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez, and Curtis Blades to earn his rematch. That isn't enough to get a rise out of the always even-keeled Miocic, who said in an Instagram Q&A with fans that he would prefer to fight someone new next and not another rematch. Although Miocic isn't overly enthusiastic about rematching Ngannou, this isn't an unfamiliar stance from him. He didn't love the idea of having a third consecutive fight with Cormier after going back-to-back, but ultimately accepted the title defense that was offered to him. Ngannou caught wind of the statement from Miocic and responded on social media saying, "Is this your way of avoiding me?" Miocic said that in the immediate aftermath of UFC...
Who said what? I'm sorry. Who said that?
Ngannou said, "Is this your way of avoiding me?"
Yeah, poor Ngannou, man. He's going to get the shaft once again.
Miocic said in the immediate aftermath of UFC 252 that he would take on all comers as he goes for the second defense of his title reign. John Jones moving up to heavyweight could provide a potential wild card, but UFC boss White has already said Bones won't jump Ngannou in the pecking order.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So Francis, I like Francis Ngannou.
I feel bad for Ngannou, man.
He deserves the title shot. There is that monkey wrench, and it is John Jones. You throw him into the equation. You throw him in there. It stops everything. The world stops for a GOAT. You know, and John Jones moving up to heavyweight, the greatest of all time. You got to let him cut the line. If Ngannou did not lose to Stipe Miocic already, then I would say, hey, never happened. There's a good chance that fight's going to go down. Ngannou is scary. He's a scary man. And in the rematch, he does have a chance to win. But Stipe won. Ngannou had his chance at the belt. Just, I guess he got a little too cocky. Just didn't work out for him. Stipe did what he had to do and grinded him. Got out of that first round, and that first round was fiery, and it was the Stipe show. So you had your chance. Say what you will. If I was Stipe Miocic, I would say, hey, Francis, you had your chance. I'm going to take on John Jones. Maybe I want to solidify my legacy. If you slay the dragon like Stipe Miocic, right? You slay the dragon. You gave Daniel Cormier a trilogy. Why would you go back to the dragon you slayed already that you have a possibility of losing? Why not solidify your legacy and go after John Jones? I don't blame Stipe for wanting that fight. Money, legacy, yeah. Why go back to someone you beat already? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So Francis is just in a bad spot. It sucks for him, but he's in a bad spot. Might set up the Lewis fight. If Lewis beats Blades, might set up the rematch here. And Lewis won that one. Who knows what's next for Francis? Let's take a vote in the chat. What do you say? What do you think is going to happen at heavyweight?
Drunk Savage says Jones will need about 6 months at least to put on the weight. Brad Thompson, maybe Ngannou will fight Jones and the winner gets Stipe. Marker says, that's right. Johnny Smith thinks same, brother. Ngannou is a real-life incredible Hulk, says Life and Logic. Roberto Lopez says, Drunk, he's been having tacos and recuerdo. He's ready.
Yes.
Justin Jr. says, saw you stopped by the Bulgarian cowboy UFC celebrities and classics. Great guy. I made him in UFC 4.
He's a nice guy.
Johnny
the Bulgarian cowboy. What's his YouTube, Justin? What's his YouTube channel? Drop it in the chat. He's a nice guy.
Johnny Smith says Jones. Aiden Oliveira says Stipe versus Ngannou 2. Eddie Machete, cause they're fighters, bro. Lil D with the moss emojis. Just says he's already about 240 drunk.
All right. So they're talking. Yeah, Bones is he's a really big light heavyweight. I don't think he really has to gain much to hang out with the big boys. Was he 6'5"? He's got to fill out those legs a little. Do you think he's still got to have chicken legs up at that weight?
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to look even worse, right?
Yeah.
That's all right, John. I got him. At least you got muscle up top. All right, here we go. Oh, boy. Mr. Dreamy's back.
Luke Rockhold on his comeback, saying, when I'm in the gym, I'm still the best motherfucker there.
He's the gym king. He's the gym champ, apparently. Just watch me train in the gym. You'll see a spectacular performance.
According to MMA Fighting, Luke Rockhold had a lot of reasons to step away from the UFC when he nearly ended his fighting career in late 2019. A litany of injuries had started to pile up on the former middleweight champion, and more than anything, he just needed a break to get away from the sport while experiencing something else other than fighting.
I'm sorry, Jess. Let me just give him a shout out. I saw Justin put him in the chat. He's a nice guy. YouTube UFC Celebrities and Classics. That's his channel from Bulgaria. So go give him a follow. Say the MMA-Holes. Say hello, and shout out to Bulgaria. I think Bulgaria, right? That's where he's from.
Considering almost his entire adult life has been spent competing at the highest levels of the sport between title runs in both the UFC and Strikeforce, Rockhold just needed a break, and the past year off has given him that. He said, I wanted time to be able to do things I haven't been able to do and travel and not have any barriers of training camp and all these things. It's getting around, traveling, doing a lot. I've been getting out to Montana, out to places that aren't so crowded, a little more freewheeling to say the least, enjoying life, doing things, traveling, and things I wasn't able to do, letting my body heal up too. I was compromising myself so much the past few years, I opted to get a shoulder surgery and fix my labrum and my rotator cuff. That was kind of nagging at me for a while. The time off allowed Rockhold to wrap his head around something other than a training camp or an upcoming fight, which was a much-needed break that actually allowed him to realize how much he missed the sport. He also admits, thanks to the coronavirus pandemic forcing a dramatic shift in the day-to-day routines of just about every person on Earth, Rockhold just needs some excitement in his life. Returning to the UFC will allow him to do that. Right now, there's no exact timeline for Rockhold to return because he's still allowing his body to finish healing before putting himself through the stress of a full training camp. That said, he's definitely feeling better and better with each passing day, and he was even able to contribute to longtime friend and teammate Daniel Cormier's final training camp before his most recent fight against Stipe Miocic at UFC 252. As of now, Rockhold isn't ready to fully commit to a weight class, although he says he is better suited for middleweight despite a tougher cut to get down to 185 pounds. Before making those decisions, Rockhold just wants to work himself back into fight shape, and it won't be long before he's serving notice to the best fighters in the UFC that he's officially back.
All right. Anyone pumped up? I mean, the rematch for Weidman is the only thing that would kind of get me like super interested. I saw in the chat about Strikeforce. I liked Rockhold in Strikeforce. He was fantastic in Strikeforce. Coming into the UFC, I remember telling my buddies, I'm pumped. Luke Rockhold is a beast, man. I didn't really hear him talk much. I just seen him fight in Strikeforce, so I didn't know much about the guy. And then when he came to the UFC, I was still a fan. He opened his mouth some more in interviews, and I jumped off that ship so fucking fast. I was like, I'm done. What is it? What happens? He becomes a champion. I'm like, oh, God damn it. How the hell did this guy become a champion? And then Michael Bisping saves the day. Who would have thought One-Eyed Mike would be the guy to go? And I was prancing around, Jesse. I was in my parents' house. No fight buddies at that time. Was there? I don't think there was. I remember watching it at my parents' house. I don't think there was fight buddies. I think we didn't exist. Look up the date. Bisping versus Rockhold. I don't think I was doing a fight. Did I? Maybe I did. If I did, it was at my parents. But I can't. I remember jumping around all excited. Before,
November 7th, 2014.
Oh, yeah. It was before. I was at the old parents' house. And I was jumping for joy as The upset happened. Michael Bisping actually became a champion. Who would have thought? That was a 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Time flies. So Luke Rockhold. Oh, yeah. Coming back. What do you think, Jess?
It is what it is.
You don't care?
Know. I never really was a big Luke Rockhold fan. So.
All right. What do you think in the chat? Are you excited about Dreamy's return? Who would you like to see him fight? The chat. Let's see their thoughts.
What did I say about the copy paste? All right? Don't make me come through this fucking chat and smack you.
It wasn't. Wait, hold on a second.
He's saying 2016 was the second fight.
That's what I was talking about. What did you talk about?
I looked it up, and it's showing the first fight for 2014. So
yeah, no. I'm talking about the rematch.
So he corrected and says 2016.
Oh, Jesus, Jess. Thank you, Jess.
But the copy paste, bro.
Well, he has
to.
Me fucking you gotta give. I was like, wait, that seems like a.
Don't make me bring out Hulk JBH.
Yes. You gotta get these things right. Thank you, Justin. We have to hire Justin. Why are you getting mad? We didn't see it.
I don't like the copy paste. I saw it. I was going to read it. When you said read the chat, I was going to read it. But I don't like the copy paste.
All right, so 2016. What was the date on the rematch, Jess? Where he took the belt.
2016, Moss.
Okay, but what was the date?
I don't know.
Can you pull it up?
Why do you need the exact date?
Because I want to know if we were... Because in 2016, we were streaming. Was it before August?
June 4th, Moss.
Oh, wow. Right. Oh. Right before the MMA-Holes. June 1st. Who would have thought? I know I was thinking about it. So June 1st. That might have been like one of the big inspirations then. When that happened. I remember prancing around. I always said that we needed to fucking get online and all right, I'm not going to. Jesse's a fucking weirdo. All right, I can't even. Forget it. All right, more Dana White. Oh, that's it?
It's okay, Justin. I still love you. I'm just saying, bro.
Man, oh man.
You know,
we need Justin to be our producer.
Why are you so like what is going on with you and Justin? Like,
he doesn't
it's
have
so
to
weird.
Copy and paste anymore. He needs a bat phone. Jesus.
All right. That's the end of the news for the day, the evening, Moss.
All righty. So you're gonna give us your picks? You're gonna do that? You're gonna talk about now? You're doing it for the main card, correct?
Yeah, I'm just gonna run through. I'll do the whole card. I'll run through the whole card.
The whole card.
I'm not gonna break them down. I'm just literally gonna say who I have.
Yeah, but you got to give the brief.
I'm not briefing.
What do you mean?
Moss, I'm not briefing tonight. I told you this a million times.
Okay, so you're only doing the eeny, meeny, miny, mo's. That's what you're doing tonight. This is the eeny, meeny.
What do you mean the eeny, meeny, miny?
Jesse's eeny, meeny, flip a coin. I picked this one.
No, I don't flip a coin.
Okay. No, well, this is not fight briefing. That's what I'm saying. Jesse's guess. All right. That's you should do a segment called Jesse's. Wait, what's going on? Is no early prelims?
Preliminaries.
All right. Is there early prelims or no?
Negative.
All right. So it starts here.
Yes, sir.
Isn't Bruce Leroy filling in? Yeah, Chikadze. Wasn't he supposed to be fighting someone else?
I just read it. Yeah. Bill. Hold on.
Bruce.
Oh,
Leroy.
no, not Bill. Hold on. I just read it. No.
All right. So Bruce Leroy is coming in.
Just ignore me. Okay.
All right. Good.
Okay. Whew. First fight of the night: Sean Brady versus Christian Aguilera. I went with Brady by decisione.
Bruce has the new opponent. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Second.
Thank you, Justin, my producer. Thank you. Hold on, I gotta adjust. Listen, he's fixing the show, man. We gotta get it right. I listen to you. You're like, yeah, okay.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, okay.
I did
All right.
not
So
say
what does
that.
he get? Sean Brady. What's the who gets the win?
I went with Sean Brady by decision.
Okay.
Viana by submission round 1. Springer submission round 2. But this is backwards over here.
That's when he had a different opponent.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go.
Even though Springer's coming in, you're gonna take him over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Di Chirico by decision. Martin.
That's the vampire face kid. I remember this guy. Yeah. By decision, huh? No vampire bite.
Martin by decision. Mallory Martin.
Hi, I'm Mallory.
Maki Patolo by decision. I went under over here, Ma.
This guy looks like Black Panther. Impa, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the same look. He should play. If the other guy leaves, I want Impa to be the new Black Panther. That's my vote. Okay.
All right, main card. I believe Ankalaev is going to win again. I think we're going to see another knockout also, so I went with Ankalaev by KO TKO.
Okay. Wow. Wow, you're going against the Cootie Laba the Hulk.
That's what you said the last time an Ankalaev won.
Wow. Yeah, but why did he win?
KO TKO.
Yeah, but why?
What do you mean why?
Why did he win?
Where are you getting at? Answer the question for me because I don't know where you're going.
Well, I'm asking you, why did he win?
Why? I don't know why.
Because he has the neck beard, Jesse. That's the answer,
Okay.
right?
I went with Lamas by KO TKO in the second. Grasso by decision. Lawler by KO TKO in the second.
If this is the broad, though, that striking broad, I don't know, man, about that one. Decision, huh? Grasso did look good. Lawler, you're picking? By what?
KO TKO in the second.
Ooh, he's going to dig into his bag of tricks.
And then I went with...
Let me guess. Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith by decision.
Huh. Shocker. I didn't think you were going to go with that one. Why did you pick Anthony Smith over
I
Rakic?
was going to go with that one.
But what was the reasoning behind that?
I just feel like Anthony Smith is severely underestimated. That's all.
Okay,
I think he's going to come in with some pretty good striking, and we're going to see, something we've never seen with Rakic before.
Okay, I'm going to put a bunch of names out here. I'm going to ask you who beats Anthony Smith. All right? Here we go. Let's play Who Beats... Hold on a second, Jesse. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen.
During a pandemic.
Well, that's shitty timing.
I am sorry guys, but when you guys were wondering when is Rockhold Bisping 2, I knew exact month, year and day. Without Shifk I do not want to live. JBH, surprised you're going with Lawler. The betting odds are basically saying it's Neil December GR8 show and GR8 picks.
I did see that Magny is the favorite, but I don't know. First of all, I went back and I feel like, I know it's not really a good fight to really base my pick off of, but when I was watching the Ben Askren and Lawler fight, and I saw how Lawler came in with that barrage of heavy striking in the beginning before, and he wasn't even submitted, let's be fair, but when he came in with that barrage of striking, and it was just so convincing, and it's frustrating to me that I feel like he's not going to get, I think people see 3 L's, and then they're just going to be like, oh, Magny, So
But don't forget Colby, though.
So, yeah, listen,
He didn't look good
it's
against
not
Colby.
the best fight to base it off of. I'm just saying that was one of the fights that kind of convinces me his direction.
He's looked like he's been in great shape his last couple of fights, but the Colby Covington fight, to be outstruck by a wrestler, really concerns me about Robbie Lawler against Neil Magny. That's the thing that really worries me. If we see the Robbie Lawler against Ben Askren, I mean, listen, other than that crazy situation where it got stopped prematurely, it looked like Robbie was going to take his freaking head off. And if we get that Robbie against Neil Magny, he will lights out Neil. But that Colby Covington fight, oof.
We'll see.
All right, so let's play the game, Jesse. Ready? All right, on this segment of the show, we're going to find out who wins, starring JBH. Now, in this game tonight, Jesse, what we're going to do is we're going to pair up Anthony Smith versus some of the top guys at light heavyweight. From this point on, we want to know who wins. All right, Jesse, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Yes, sir. Chat room, are you ready to play the game? Who wins? All right, yes.
Wonderful.
Okay, Jesse, here we go. We're going to go over to the rankings. You ready, Jesse? All right. Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith? All right, Jesse. Dominic Reyes 12-1-0. The one from a John Jones, but a lot of people say Reyes won. Jesse, who wins?
Reyes. But you knew I was more high on Reyes than Smith. So that's not really a fair question.
All right, hold on a second. All
That's
right,
like
here we
saying
go.
Khabib or Gaethje. I like
Okay.
them both, but
That's
I'm more
all
high
right,
on
that's all right,
Khabib.
that's all right. Okay. Next round. Ready? Hold on, I passed it. Okay. Thiago Santos or Anthony Smith?
Smith. Do I wait? Am I supposed to wait to answer these? So
I'm going to ask you again.
Okay.
Thiago Santos or Anthony Smith?
Anthony Smith.
Want me to ask you one more time?
No, I know what you're doing.
She's going Anthony
I
Smith.
know you think it's a stupid pick.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of people think it's a stupid pick, but I still say Anthony Smith.
All right, we have another contestant here that's going to be playing. Now, some may have faced Anthony Smith before, but we're talking about from this point on. Jan Blachowicz or Anthony Smith.
Oh, fuck. I don't like this game.
Who wins?
I don't like this game because... all right.
Blachowicz or Anthony Smith? Go ahead.
Jan.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. But I don't like this game because I don't like saying Smith is going to lose.
Okay. So you think Reyes? Okay.
And Jan.
Now, they fought already, Jesse, but the rematch.
Rematch?
Okay.
Smith.
Wait, hold on. You want to think about that?
Okay, sorry. I'll think about it.
The rematch.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the teeth flying out and everything like that. Just forget about that.
Yeah. Okay, rematch. Smith now knows Glover Teixeira's game and knows the proper defense when Glover Teixeira gets him on the ground. So I'm going to say Smith. Smith wins the rematch. You know what's funny? I had Smith to win this first fight, and he lost, and his teeth was flying out, and Teixeira was like apologizing to him in the middle of the fight. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. But I still say Smith wins the rematch.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Please don't take offense, JBH, but Lawler hasn't won a round since he beat Cerrone by decision, and that was a pure robbery. Let's go, Ann. Neil is a point fighter, leg kicks, double legs, double jabs. It's a clear-cut win for Neil, easiest pick on card.
Yeah, listen, I'm fully aware that a majority of people are going to be picking Neil Magny in that fight.
I say we do this, Jesse.
I am 100% aware of that. And I should have picked Neil Magny, but I don't know. I think we're going to see a little bit of an upset here.
I say we put our money where our mouth is. JBH versus Justin Jr., a one pick off here. You get Robbie Lawler. He gets Neil Magny. How about this? If Justin wins, we send him something.
$3.
We'll send him something from the store.
I'll PayPal you $3.
No, that's $3. No, stop that. You can't pay the kid. That would just look like we're
It's
paying
a
a child. No, we're not betting a child. We're giving him something from the store. Play by the rules.
Wins against
Now,
me,
if Justin wins, okay, no more spamming and no more phone calls. Not for eternity.
if Justin wins, you said.
I mean, if you win.
If I win.
I'm sorry.
He can't spam anyways.
Okay.
I'll time his ass out. I'm so sorry.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think of something here. All right, Justin. Now you have to agree to this, of course. If Justin wins this pick, okay, either Justin can't call for a week or something. We'll do that for a week.
Or
some
like
shit.
no Fortnite with Justin.
Yeah, but we don't even know when we're going to be playing that again. So how about no phone calls for a week?
And no spamming.
No phone calls and no spamming for a week. Deal?
But I'm still going to yell at you for spamming.
All right. Justin, what do you think about this? Okay, hear me out, Justin. If you win, that means Neil Magny has won. Okay? You
Just
immediately
for that fight?
will get something from the store, the MMA-Holes store, yes.
Okay.
If you lose, you cannot call him for a week, and you must not spam anymore. It'd be against the rules.
Just for that fight, this bet, right?
Yeah, a one-off.
Just
He's
for
very
Neil Magny
confident.
versus Robbie Lawler.
Yep.
That's a pretty good bet.
Jesse feels confident about the bet. Let's see if Justin Jr.'s on board. I think it's really a win-win for Justin, right?
Nah, not for a month. That's a little much. Just for a week.
A week would kill him.
No phone calls for a week and no spamming.
He's got a lot on his mind.
whatsoever.
What do you think? All right, here we go. They're saying, chat, what do you think? As Justin's probably pondering this right now.
He said deal.
Ooh.
Ah, let's go.
He says he's in.
Justin Jr. Ba-ba-ba-boom.
He says he's in. Wow, Jesse.
Woo.
What do you
Let's
think?
go.
You excited? All right, easy, boys. All right, so Justin Jr. says deal. He's in. He's involved. So the 13-year-old phenom, go subscribe to Justin Jr. 962, is involved in this thing.
And if you spam, you get timed out. I just yell at you now. But
No.
if you spam if you lose
he spams,
and you spam, I time you out.
if he spams, we ban him.
I'm not banning him. But you do get timed out.
All right. So there we go. All right. That entices everybody. So we got Jesse's picks. We started 15 minutes late, and we ended 15 minutes late. So that is wonderful, wonderful.
Great show tonight, Moss. High five.
Yeah, baby. Let's do this. All right, I'm never doing that again with you, ever.
You just can't. You never look. You got to look when you high five.
Yeah.
You know, you got to look at
If
someone's
my
elbow.
hand is in place, it's your job to hit it.
Look. Oh, look. Better high five because you looked.
Anyway, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the support. Now, if you're watching the replay and you got this far, that means you got past a whole rant on the whole protesting and all that stuff. If you want to see more political stuff, we really addressed all the issues in the beginning of the stream if you're just jumping in now. So just rewind it and watch that. If you want the MMA stuff, well, you came in at the right time. We started talking about that second half of the show. So we're out of here. Thank you guys and gals for joining us. And I have to say this. We are getting bigger and bigger and stronger over here in the MMA holes, and nothing can really stop us. And I am proud to be an MMA hole. Jesse, are you?
I'm so proud. So proud, in fact, that Big Dosser can suck on my big MMA hole. I chose that haircut, asshole. I gave him that haircut. The fuck you hating for?
Hold
bitch?
on, Jess. Hold on a second. I don't know who you're talking about.
Big Dosser.
No, I don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight, because I got to say this. We've been bigger than ever, better than ever, and we've been
wonderful
for 4 years. Thank you, friends. If you're not subscribed, give us a sub. Hit the notification bell. We'll see you tomorrow for Fook or Friday. I need a win. I need a win over here. So, friends, make this girl spin that wheel. See you tomorrow.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole.
Hold on a second, Jesse. There's a super chat. We'll let it play. We'll let it play. We'll let it roll. Super chat. Smith is gonna lose to the guy I can't pronounce.